And hello, boys and girls. This is Die Bullfrog 79. Please like, subscribe, and watch my videos. I only got maybe 1,100, 1,100 videos I have to do, and that's it. No more videos after that. Because, trust me, after 1,100 videos, let me kill that. Oh, Lord. After 1,100 videos, uh, you're not going to be needing my advice. You think shit hit the fan? Well, or FT, SH, SHFT, or FT, or you know what I mean. When it hit the fan, you won't have this so of me to help you. So you're on your own, kids. Remember that, boys and girls. When it really hits the fan, you're on your own. And you wish, gee, where's Uncle Al or Die Bullfrog 79? We need him. Well, you're out of luck. You have Trump now, or Obama, or whoever dumb idiot in the White House is in power. Okay? This is part 3 of Prepper Off the Grid Power. Prepper Fantasy Off the Grid Power. Sorry about that. This is part 3 of it. Let's get serious, okay? You see a lot of YouTube guys on YouTube. They have small units, you know, something you can put in a backpack or bug out bag, and that's fine for charging rechargeable batteries for flashlights, cell phones, GPSs, anything like that. That's fine. That's small units. And then you have medium units like Praxis Prepper use. That's a medium unit. It's portable. You can set it up. It has little tripods. You can set it up, and that will power maybe 1 or 2 uh, devices, electrical devices in the house. Could be a laptop. Could be a blender. Has its own power converter. You see him pull that out of his Faraday cage. Another power converter, and that's great. But that's a medium-sized system. You can store these. They're easy to use, easy to set up. Bad part of those is it only works for 1 or 2 items, and then that's it. They're okay if you have a battery bank. You can remember you can recharge the battery bank, but that's going to take a long, 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 long time because you have so many charger panels in a medium unit, and he probably has 4 or 5. So, and it's in his house, he doesn't use that much electricity, other than his electronics gear to make his movies and stuff. That's not a power drain. Power drain is electrical lights, the refrigerator, AC, television. Sorry, any heavy electrical appliance that uses a lot of power. Washing machine, refrigerator, dishwasher, um, recirculation pumps, anything that pulls a lot of power out. And in most homes, it's either the AC, the central air, or it's the refrigerator. Those are the 2 main things. Dishwasher, washing machine, dryer. That's a separate system that you can do maybe 1 or 2 panels, convert it, and it will run. Not efficiently, but it will run. All right. But air conditioning, that's a big problem. You're getting, you're putting more power than getting less benefits back. And let's give a big shout out to Greg's Prepping and Survival channel. Greg's dad's an electrical engineer, so he knows about this. And you also should know that a lot of electrical engineers haven't got up to par with solar power. Only a third in America and I think a fourth in Canada is up to date on solar power and electronics. And also off-the-grid power systems. Biggest problem with these systems, this is the third part. Okay, it's basically three separate systems. You have the small ones for the backpackers. You got the medium ones like Praxis, Prepper, the tripod guys. And then you have the large commercial types that you see in California where you have lots of sunshine, you got a lot of roofing space. You can put on top of a cow shed or field barn. That's a lot of panels and that's a lot of weight. And a lot of problem is you have to keep them clean. You got to know what you're doing when you assemble it on the roof. Okay, a lot of shady contractors who do a solar cause damage to the roof. So your roof rots out, your good chance of electrical fire, your house burns down with you in it. Okay, they might explode. They didn't tell you that. Okay, they do build up a charge. They might drain more power than they produce on certain days or certain nights. Power is being drawn back outwards. So you don't want that. So you can do a lot of things, and there's a lot of books and videos and clips. Before you do anything, do your research really hard on these. There's a lot of problems. It's not easy. And I know electrical engineers, experts, solar guys, they still make a lot of mistakes and they goof up. All right, it's still an open field. It'll take them another 20 years before they figure out what's going on right. Okay, this is the third part, and we're almost halfway through. You need a system, if you're doing off-grid, is both wind and solar. Wind at night, when the wind changes and you get a nice cool breeze, it runs your micro turbine. And you put these up fairly easy anywhere in suburbia. Urban's going to be a little hard. Solar, like Greg Dad says, you need a lot to produce power, which is true. It takes about 2 years to figure out the perfect system. How many panels you have to add to your house? Those on the house don't track the sun. So you're not going to get 100% input. You probably get 60 to 70% input from the ones on the roof. Then you need additional panels. Panels are 3 sections each. So you need about 4 or 5 of them. If you have panels on the roof, you have panels on the ground, then you can meet your quota for power in the house. But you have to do the mathematics. And there's a lot of mathematics, boys and girls. Okay, you got to figure out how many devices, TV set, AC, computer, laptop, anything that runs electricity plugged in, anything's plugged in, it's bleeding off a little bit of power. So you got to figure out all these energy vampires, all the devices that are working, and you have to figure it out how much power they're using. And that's a lot of math. So understand that. If you're using a battery bank, you have to keep it at 50% charge because you're going always getting power in, and rarely you're going to have power going out. Battery bank systems work great. But you have to be careful with them. You got to know how to take care of them. You got to get the right kind of batteries. It is not a car battery. It is not a truck battery. It's either a deep marine cycle battery, or gel battery, or Tesla battery, which is ion nickel or lithium nickel. I can't remember which one of those. But without those, I'm sorry, you don't have no idea what you're doing. The smaller sets are not great for other than charging your phone, do batteries for your flashlight, any small electrical device, it's fine. But anything else, no. The medium-sized ones that Praxis Prepper use, and I think that's the Bug Out Brad use, that's great for like portable drills. Anything 18 volt, you could charge off of that type of unit. The large ones, I think Hubble Cat's, depending on his retirement or his unicorn fantasy or survivalist fantasy of a large system, he better know how to take care of it because it's not cheap, it's not easy. Take it from a person who has experience. It's like you can't call the electrical engineer, you can't call the electrician, you can't call the guy who installed it. If it's really off the grid, that's going to cost you money. And in a really situation like, I have to grow vegetables, and you're spending 24 hours a day inside your power room to generate power for your house, it's going to get a little expensive and a lot of your time too. Okay, let me get comfortable. So it takes roughly 2 years to figure out everything and get your power running. 2 years. And you have to get it ready before the disaster. Remember, 2 years. Okay, and still you need a generator. So you have wind, you have solar, and you have a generator. Plus, all this, you have to have a battery bank. Okay, and don't forget that $10,000 control panel that has your inverter, your control units, your fuses, your rate flow. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to make my money off of the solar on top. Because here's the dirty trick about that. On solar on top, the electrical company knows you're not going to get enough power out of these jokers on top of your roof. But they will. Because if everybody in your neighborhood has a solar panel on the roof, they get power. A lot of power. Okay? That's multiplying what you make. You're putting out, the whole neighborhood puts out more power than your house. You multiply it by 10. And what they give back is 1%. Like I said, remember in our first video of this, it's a two-way system. Since they control the rate of flow of power, they get the maximum benefits. You, on the other hand, you have to do over leaps and bounds to figure out what's going on. They just flip a couple of switches, look at their computers, and like, gee, we made a lot of money. And they're laughing because you're getting pennies for what's really valuable. Remember, solar panels on the roof, you have to have a whole neighborhood and a power company and transmission lines, big computers, complex. So, it's too hard to explain. You have to be an electrical engineer, or you have to know what you're talking about with solar and electrical power. And remember, if somebody says, my dad's an electrical engineer, fine. Is he up to date with solar? Okay? That's where a lot of electrical engineers are going back to school. In America, about a third of the older electrical engineers are going back to learn this because it's going to be big business in the future, and they have to catch up. Okay, since we had the solar, the wind, microturbine, it takes 2 years to get the system running. You have your battery bank, and you have a fuel generator. So you should be all set up. And we have 3 systems, so you know all that. So anyway, boys and girls, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want, you can try out several systems. What I recommend is this book right here, The Urban Homesteader. And it's by Kelly Coyer and Eric Kurtzson. You can get this on Amazon. I recommend it if you're going to try anything with solar, water, homesteading, anything. I recommend this book. So stop doing the fantasy and do your homework. Okay, and remember, boys and girls, the big problem with most prepper fantasies is a lot of people don't do their homework. So please do your homework. Start small, work your way up, figure out all the costs. Like I said, a lot of people don't figure out costs. All right, and also the problems like cleaning, maintenance, insurance, construction. You know, it takes a lot of room, and it's not that cheap. And you have to know how to take care of the systems because nobody else will. Okay? So you have a nice night, boys and girls. And this is Die Bullfrog 79 for Uncle Al signing off.